when conversation stops being the interface. For over a decade, our interactions with AI have looked pretty much the same. We type something, it responds, back and forth. It's familiar, predictable, and very human-centered. But here's the thing, that's changing fast. We're seeing a fundamental shift in how AI systems work and how we work with them. The friction point isn't between what we say and what the AI answers anymore. It's between what we want to accomplish and watching AI systems autonomously plan, delegate, and execute tasks, without us micromanaging every step. The chatbot, as we know it, is evolving into something much bigger, agentic systems that don't just respond, they take initiative. We're moving from having a conversation to conducting an orchestra, and the implications go way beyond user experience. The agentic inflection point. This shift really came into focus with Anthropic's release of Claude 4.6. Sure, the headlines were all about that massive 1 million token context window. But the really interesting part? Native support for agent teams. This isn't just about having a longer memory, it's a completely different architecture. Claude isn't just one conversational partner anymore. It can now juggle multiple reasoning threads at once, assign different roles to subagents, and coordinate complex workflows that span multiple stages. That familiar chat interface? It's quietly becoming a project management system run by the AI itself. From chat to pipeline, this mirrors what's happening across the industry. Look at Anthropic's expanding cowork platform or OpenAI's Frontier initiative. The real competition isn't about who has the best chat window, it's about who can own the enterprise pipeline. Take OpenAI's recent $200 million partnership with Snowflake. Instead of pulling data out to send to the model, they're embedding the model right where the data lives. This means faster processing, better security, and a complete rethinking of how enterprises govern their AI. Meanwhile, open-source projects like OpenClaw are making agentic pipelines accessible with one-click deployments. That's democratizing, which is great, but it also creates new challenges. When AI systems start autonomously coordinating complex tasks, the potential for things to go wrong multiplies. We're not just debugging bad responses anymore, we're debugging entire systems of behavior. Agentic systems introduce a new layer to how we work. Humans set the high-level goal. AI figures out how to break it down and execute it. Oversight shifts from watching every step to evaluating the final outcome. The trade-off is real. We get incredible scale and speed, but we lose that fine-grained control we're used to. Breaking projects into steps, something we've always done as humans, is increasingly being handled by algorithmic interpretation. Which raises an uncomfortable question. Are we building tools here, or are we delegating to colleagues? In this new world, the pipeline itself becomes the product. Our role shifts from operator to curator. We're shaping the AI's intentions rather than its actions. Vertical models and AI swarms. While the big platforms are pushing orchestration, there's another fascinating trend happening. Radical specialization. Large tabular model from fundamental, namely Nexus, takes a completely different approach from traditional language-first AI. It's built specifically for structured tabular data, the kind that gives regular language models fits. Here's the problem. Large language models hallucinate numbers. They're terrible with rigid schemas and deterministic reasoning. Nexus is a $255 million bet that the future needs models that speak the language of data itself, not just natural language. The pitch isn't eloquent, it's reliable. On the other end of the spectrum, Moonshot AI's Kimi K 2.5 pushes scale through architecture. With 1 trillion parameters and a mixture of experts' design, it can coordinate up to 100 specialized sub-agents working together in what they call a swarm. This isn't one smarter model. It's a network of intelligences, each optimized for something specific, all coordinated by a central system. The new friction isn't between humans and machines anymore, It's between machines and other machines. How these specialized agents talk to each other is becoming just as critical as the models themselves. Vertical AI reaches industrial strength. This specialization isn't theoretical anymore. It's commercial reality. ElevenLabs has just launched Expressive Mode for their 11 Agents Voice AI system, which makes conversational agents far more emotionally intelligent and human-like by detecting customer emotions, like frustration or panic, through real-time voice cues such as intonation, then responding with appropriate empathy, tone adjustments, better timing, and fewer interruptions. Generate Biomedicines is designing actual protein structures, not just writing about them. These systems don't assist with creative work. They create outputs native to their domains: voices, molecules, biological blueprints. AI isn't a general assistant anymore. It's becoming a core component of creative and scientific tool chains. The challenge now? Integration. The hard part isn't generating these specialized outputs. It's orchestrating multiple narrow AI systems into a coherent workflow that humans can actually direct. The most profound shift might be happening in basic research. The Allen Institute's Theorizer system reimagines AI as a scientific collaborator, not just a search engine with extra steps. Instead of summarizing what's already known, it synthesizes across massive bodies of literature to propose new hypotheses, and it explicitly tells you where it's uncertain and invites you to critique its ideas. This is genuinely new territory. There are now documented cases of Google DeepMind's Gemini models contributing ideas in fields like condensed matter physics that led to novel proofs. AI isn't just executing our directions anymore, it's suggesting the directions themselves. Research in multi-agent visual reasoning, like the MATA system, shows AI agents actually debating interpretations of complex visual data, mirroring how scientists peer review each other's work. Meanwhile, work on physical intelligence is pointing towards systems that can reason beyond text, about the actual physical world. What all this suggests? AI is being designed not as a single oracle, but as a society of minds. These developments are forming a layered stack: deterministic specialists like Nexus, orchestration platforms, Claude agent teams, Kimi swarms, exploratory systems, Theorizer, multi-agent research models. This is an emerging architecture of agency, AI operating with increasing autonomy across different domains. Here's the tension we can't avoid. Capability is rising faster than comprehensibility. The real design challenge isn't about model size or speed anymore. It's about designing interfaces for oversight. How do we meaningfully guide systems whose internal processes are too complex to audit in real time? Conclusion: the death of the chatbot isn't a loss, it's a transformation. We're moving from issuing commands to setting intent, from managing every step to evaluating outcomes, from tools to collaborators. There's a risk here: abdication. We could end up handing over too much, becoming passive consumers of AI-generated decisions. But there's also an opportunity: amplification. We could dramatically expand what's possible for human creativity and judgment. The challenge ahead is designing agentic systems that genuinely expand human capability rather than erode it. If we get this right, the end of the chatbot will mark the beginning of something far richer and far more interesting than what came before. That's all for this week, friends. However, as we speak, there have been really big trends happening in AI workforce, and might be a much bigger picture behind. Just for the last 2 days, we will cover more in our news video next week. Until then, take care and have a good rest of the week ahead.